In part 4 of the Trump the Falconer series, we will explore more Falcon connections. And if you've watched the previous parts, you know that Horus plays a role in this. So I will begin with a story. You see, when I was a young person, my dad would occasionally mention a movie called The Maltese Falcon. He thought it was a great movie. To this day, I still have not seen it. Maybe I should. But for now, I will show what I have found just from its wiki page. It was released in 1941, on October 3rd. Yes, the eve of October 4th, the day with 88 days remaining in the year. Not long after that, the U.S. would enter World War II. It is also the same day that Saturday Night Live uploaded the skit I showed you in part 1 of Trump the Falconer, October 3rd. And as I mentioned in part 2, the actor who did the voice for Goofy and Clarabelle Cow died on October 3rd. He was born on September 11th. Crazy how a movie that my dad liked would tie into something I would talk about many years later. If you're wondering, my dad has already passed away years ago. A part of me is glad that he won't have to deal with the things we are going to have to deal with now. So what else about the Maltese Falcon? The movie is based on a historical event. I'll keep it brief. Basically, centuries ago, the Order of St. John of Jerusalem had to pay an annual tribute to the monarchs of Sicily. The tribute was one falcon given annually. This was done for granting the lands of Tripoli, Malta, and Gozo. The falcon given was a Maltese falcon. It is a Mediterranean subspecies of the peregrine falcon. Well, this connects to Horus, as he is the falcon head. What kind of falcon? Peregrine. How about that? So now I will mention some of the characters in the movie. There is Iva and Miles Archer. Well, Apollo is an archer, isn't he? Did you know that Horus is the equivalent of Apollo? Trump has a mural of Apollo Lucifer in his Trump Tower. So now there is a Trump connection to Horus. Well, the actress who played Iva Archer was Gladys George. Her maiden name was Gladys Claire Evans. That's right, another Claire. So in a movie about the Horus Falcon idol, there is a clairvoyance reference. She was born on September 13, 1904. She died on December 8, 1954. The person who played the character Miles Archer was Jerome Cohen. He was of Scottish descent like Trump. He was born on October 6, 1897, and died January 24, 1972. There's another character named Joel Cairo, to confirm the Egyptian connection. The actor who played the role was Peter Lorre. He was born on June 26, 1904. That's the 177th day of the year with 188 remaining. He died on March 23, 1964. Now remember the actual history of the Maltese Falcon? Well, the grant was made to the monarchs of Sicily in 1530. On the date, March 23rd, the same day that Peter Lorre would die. There's another character named Effie Perrine. Well, Perrine sounds a lot like Peregrine, the falcon. This character was played by Lee Patrick. She was born on November 22nd, 1901. So the actress who played the character with the name like the peregrine falcon of Horus was born on the same day JFK would be killed. She died on November 21st, 1962. A year and a day before JFK would be shot. 366 days. And of course, the main character is Sam Spade, played by Bogart. Did you know that Humphrey Bogart was born on December 25th, 1899? The same day that the birth of Sol Invictus is celebrated. And here's the part that I thought was interesting. He died on January 14th, 1957, at the age of 57. Yes, that's right. He died at 57 in 1957. A 57 frequency reference coming from a man who starred in a movie about a falcon symbol related to Horus. Will wonders ever cease? But there's another actor in the movie born on December 25th, like Bogart. Barton McLean played the role of Lieutenant Dundee. He died January 1st, 1969, the inversion number 69 on New Year's Day. He was 66 years old. That's right, he was 66 when he died. And like Bogart, another actor died at the age of 57, the frequency number. Ward Bond played the character Detective Polehouse. Want to guess the date he died? November 5th, Samhain, Election Day. And when was he born? April 9th. That's the 99th day of the year with 266 remaining. That's the mirror date of September 23rd. September 23rd is the day Anthony Mackie was born, the man who would play the Falcon in Captain America. The actor John Hamilton played the role of District Attorney Brian. Hamilton was born on January 16, 1887. However, he died on October 15, 1958. That's the 288th day of the year with 77 remaining. And he died in 1958. Another 58. How does that relate to Trump? Well, Mr. Hamilton starred as Perry White in The Adventures of Superman, Apollo, Lucifer, Sol Invictus, Satan, Venus, Superman, and the T-Man. We know that Trump has referred to himself as Batman and Superman. And finally, for the cast of the Maltese Falcon, there was Walter Houston, who played Captain Jacoby. He was born on April 6, 1884, and died April 7, 1950. Another in the cast that would die at 66 years old. So that's 2 cast members that died at 57 and 2 that died at 66. Whew! I bet you're tired of hearing about all the strangeness in regards to the cast of the Maltese Falcon. So what else relates to Trump and the Falcon? So I typed in the search, Falcon 5G, and what came up? Apparently, there is a 5G company in the UK that sells portable 5G receivers and such. We are also aware of Starlink. Those 5G and beyond satellites are launched by the Falcon 9 rockets by SpaceX. Elon's all-seeing eye above us. Mr. Dark Maga is good buddies with Trump, the Falconer. So I type in the search, Falcon Lithium. What comes up? There's a lithium battery brand called Falcon Batteries. Apparently, one of their products is a lithium golf cart battery. Now, all of the presidents love to play golf. Obama, Clinton, Trump. Do you think they have these Falcon lithium golf cart batteries in their golf vehicles? I also found this. There's a company called Falcon Ridge Lithium. They are a lithium mining company. They do processing also. They are committed to sustainable productivity. Their company is based in Montana, I believe. However, they are doing work in California by the Salton Sea. And where is California's Salton Sea? It's in Southern California. You know, where there have been a bunch of fires recently, right by Los Angeles, San Diego, Palm Springs, and all of the other smaller communities. How about that? It almost seems like there's a pattern developing around these disasters. But that's just coincidence, right? Move along. Nothing to see here. Gavin Newsom is very proud of the Falcon Ridge Lithium Company coming to California, just like Texas is happy to let Elon build a lithium refinery here. We're told that California and Texas are complete opposites, but yet both embrace lithium. So what else is related to the Falcon head Horus? Well, Aleister Crowley, of course. He had the idea of the thelema. In this thelema were aeons or eras. He wrote some books on this subject of his. In one of his books, The Book of Law, he wrote that we are in the Aeon of Horus, an age of enlightenment that began around 1904, according to Mr. Crowley. He says that a being named Ios told him what to write in this book. The Book of Law. Is that law and order? Apparently, the thelemic calendar uses astrological positioning and what they call tarot trumps, whatever that means. So Aleister Crowley believes we are in the age of Horus, the age of the all-seeing eye. In the name of the being from beyond, Ios, the first two letters are A and I, or AI. Are we in the age of Horus? What does our dollar bills show? The word Horus mixed around can reveal the word hours, a time reference. What else did I find? Well, I typed in the search Egypt Horus 58, since I wondered if there was some significance to the number 58 and Horus. Well, the first thing that showed up was the Temple of Doom. Just kidding. It was actually called the Temple of Edfu. It is in Egypt. What I find curious is that there are no coordinates in the wiki description. Usually, they put that kind of thing. Well, if you're wondering, I did not see any mention of the number 58 on the wiki page. So why did it pop up first? Anyway, according to official history, it was built between 237 BC and 57 BC. Well, over the years we have learned that the number 237 represents the ribs of a human. Then, of course, it was completed in 57 BC, the frequency number. What is the difference between 237 and 57? 180. 60 and 60 and 60, or 666. So between the ribs of the beast and the frequency is 666, meaning between the ribs and the frequency is the prison. While it is a temple of Horus, the Greeks called it Apollonopolis Magna, for Apollo. They equated Horus with Apollo. The part of this temple I found interesting was the creation myth. This myth is found on the walls of the temple. It is the story of the beginning of the world, after it had been covered by water. As the land began to rise from the water, reeds began to grow with the help of a falcon. The reeds were referred to as germ cell, and of course the falcon was Horus. Now we have learned about reeds already. The reed plant is hollow. This is what Pan's pipes are made from. This is frequency. The temple was completed in 57 BC, like the 57 frequency number. So it makes me wonder if this temple was built by using frequencies, and that's what's coded in the myth. It says the temple wasn't initially made of stone, but by reeds. Now the snake Apophis tried to stop the creation, but was defeated apparently. Here's the interesting part. Once the creation could begin again, the falcon spread his wings across the sky to form a sky dome. Sounds like an iron dome, but it also sounds like a dome of satellites. We now have satellites launched by the Falcon rockets. So what do we have in summary so far? We have a link between Apollo and Horus. In the Saturday Night Live skit, The Falconer Time Travel, the Falcon is named Donald. The Falcon is Apollo. So why are Apollo and Horus connected to each other? Well, what does each represent? Well, Apollo brings the disease and cure. His arrows bring plague. Horus, the falcon head, has his all-seeing eye. Put them together, and we have a biological event and the surveillance police state, injections and artificial intelligence, both of which have come under the Trump presidencies. During this series, we have also discovered that the duck represents a biological event, that it is related to China and Trump. And in a weird way, Donald Duck also brought us closer to understanding clairvoyance. Well, that's it for the Trump the Falconer series. I hope it helps. And as always, keep Jesus in your heart, that he may protect you during these dark times.